You are tuned into Be Bold Radio, breaking barriers over lives daily. This is the place for you to learn strategies and tools to turn your business, your dreams, and your goals into a reality. Thanks for tuning in to Be Bold Radio. This is your host, Dymeata B, and you're listening to episode number 85. Have you ever heard about business credit? Did you know that you may qualify for up to $250,000 to be used for your business needs? And did you also know that it doesn't report to your personal credit profile? Call DVI Global LLC at 708-428-6436 or visit www.dvigloballllc.com. Again, that's 708-428-6436 or visit www.dvigloballllc.com, where we can assist with your business funding needs. Today, I want to first of all thank all of you tuning in today, and I want to encourage you to subscribe if this is your first time listening to our podcast. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our podcast so that you can receive updates on when we upload a new podcast episode. And we tend to upload 2 episodes a week. So every Monday and Wednesday is when we air our episodes. And our episodes, our whole purpose is to empower you and inspire you to change your life, to help you to live a dream-fulfilled life. Today's episode, we want to talk about some effective tips on how to manage family and business. My husband and I are both entrepreneurs, for those of you who don't know, and we also have two daughters and one on the way. And we are a growing family. We're a young family, but we had to take the time out to make the necessary changes in our marriage, in our family, and our business in order to have an effective life, okay? In order to have a whole and healthy life. Now, the first tip is we have to have a strong foundation. If you are married and you're listening to this, or maybe you are engaged and you're pursuing your career, you have a career, you have a business, even if you work a full-time job, there's nothing wrong with that. I want you to know that you have to have a strong foundation. Your marriage has to be built on a strong foundation, and it takes teamwork. My husband and I, we have family meetings with our kids, weekly family meetings on Sundays. And so we talk about the week. We do some encouragement. We share, our thoughts, what we think, what could we do better? What could they do better? What we need from them, what we expect from them. And so we talk about different things, but I made a point one day to explain to my children that, just like when daddy watches football, and I use the example of football and basketball, that no one person makes the team win. No one person gets out there on the field and scores the whole time. It takes a team effort. And I don't care if you are running the ball, throwing the ball, tackling someone. It takes a team effort to get the job done. And so that's what we had to explain to our children, because we wanted them to know that they play a huge part in getting the job done. Mommy and daddy cannot do what we do effectively if they're not doing their part. They can't do what they do effectively in their extracurricular activities, in sports, and in academics if we're not doing our part. And it takes a strong foundation to make that happen. And so my husband and I, we were interviewed a few weeks ago by a couple for a marriage event. And they asked us, well, how do you juggle having a family and multiple businesses? How do you make that work? And my husband replied, if I am carrying the load, if I am helping carry the load for my wife, we're making it effective. In other words, there are times that my husband have long days. There are times that my husband may have back-to-back appointments the entire day, which are very, very often. And there are times that he really just has to, do administrative work at home or follow-up calls at home, making appointments. His day is light. There are days that his days are light. There are days that my days are light. And what we do is when our days are not light, we carry each other's burdens. We carry the load for one another. But it takes having a strong foundation and having a mind of understanding for your spouse. It is important that you share with your spouse your need for them. It is important that you share with them your vision for your business. And unfortunately, I know that there are some couples that maybe one spouse just don't support them and they don't understand their vision. They don't see it. And I know that can be difficult. And that's a process. That is a process. And so, but if you are listening today and you are starting a business, you have a business, and you want to be able to effectively manage your family time, your intimate time with your spouse, and be effective in your business, I want to share these few tips. And you can start just by building up a strong foundation by communicating with your spouse what you need from them. And so my husband and I, we've managed to carry the load. So there are times that he makes dinner. He may take the kids to, I'll give you a prime example. He'll take the kids to practice. He'll pick them up. They come home, they make their lunch, they take their baths, they get their clothes out for the next day if they didn't get them out for the week. And I mean, it just works like that. And I share with my children. In fact, we have meetings on Sundays, not every Sunday, but we tend to call a meeting a family meeting so that we could just share, what we expect from each other, what we need them to do, how we need them to pick up the slack, different things like that. Okay. That's what we do. And I remember telling the girls, look, mommy and daddy works very, very hard. They see that. It's evident. And my daughters have a business as well. And I told them, I said, when we're watching football or watching basketball, there's people on the court. There's more than one person on the field. Well, when they score a touchdown or they make a basket, guess what? It wasn't just that one person that scored. Yeah, they were the one. It was one person that scored the touchdown and it was one person who shot the basket, but it took a team effort to make that happen. And in order to do that, it takes everybody. And the same way it is for our family. It takes everybody in order for us to win and in order for us to be successful in our businesses. And so we tell them, when you do your chores, when you're doing great in school and we're not having problems at school, when you're doing, picking up the slack, when you're washing dishes, whatever the responsibilities are, we need you to do that so that we don't have to pick up your slack. We don't have to do your job. And so it's called building a strong foundation with your family as well as your spouse. So it is important that you communicate with your family what you need from them, what you require and expect from them, what they can do to help you be successful in your business. It is important that you communicate. Communication in a family is very, very important. I do know a few people who don't, their family or their spouse don't even, support the vision. They just really, it's like, okay, this is what she does, or this is what he's trying to do, or whatever. And they don't really have that 100% full support from their spouse. And that's where the breakdown happens, So you have to understand that having a strong foundation and support from your spouse is very important. That's how we make it effective. And we carry the load for one another. So it's not just he takes out the garbage. There are times that I may take out the garbage. If he's busy, he's on the phone, he's on a conference call or, a video call, Zoom or whatever. I have to help carry the load for my husband. The same thing it is for my husband. My husband, he washes clothes, he washes dishes, he cooks, he helps clean. Everybody pulls the weight in the home. Okay? So that's the first thing. You have to build a strong foundation and a support system with your family. Are you looking to jumpstart your business, expand operations, or purchase real estate, but you find yourself lacking the much needed capital to do so? DVI Global LLC can solve all of your business funding needs. Whether you're a seasoned company or just getting started, you can get up to $250,000 in as little as 15 days. Plus, there are no upfront fees. Call today, 708-428-6436, or visit www.dvigloballlc.com to start your free pre-approval process. DVI Global LLC is your business consulting partner. The second thing that you can use, or tip that you could use to manage your family and business, is work while your family is asleep. I do this very often. Well, since I've been pregnant, it's been kind of challenging, but near this last trimester, I've really been able to wake up in the middle of the night and begin to just work. And if I'm not working, I'm meditating and praying. But before the pregnancy, there are times that I had to schedule certain nights that I was going to wake up and really dedicate that night or early morning to working on my business, because those are times that no one is awake, no one needs my attention, no one has any questions. I've mentioned this in prior podcasts. Sometimes you just got to work while everyone is asleep. And for me, it's easier because it's quiet. There's no phone calls. That's even better. No phone calls while you're working. Very minimum emails while you're working. So you have to learn you got to dedicate and discipline yourself to work while everyone is asleep. That's another way to manage your family time and your business. The third one is you got to delegate. Like I said in the first one, building the strong foundation, you can't be afraid to delegate. You got to delegate to your children. Your children are getting older. They do what they see you do. So use that to your advantage. Teach them how to wash the dishes. Teach them how to fold clothes. Teach them how to throw a load in the wash. Put the clothes in the dryer. All of that good stuff. Teach them how to clean their room. There are things that they could do that you don't have to waste your time doing during the day, that you should be working on your business. Delegate, even with your husband. Like I said, communicate. Babe, can you do this? Do you mind making dinner tonight? I really need to get this done before this time. I really need to respond to these emails before I forget. Whatever the case may be, you got to delegate. You are one person and you can't do everything on your own. And there are times in marriages where or in families when one person is working a full-time job and the other person is at home and they work a business. And sometimes the person who works the full-time job feels like the person at home doesn't do anything. And they feel like when they come home, they don't have to do anything. That's not so. As an entrepreneur, it takes double the time, double the thinking capacity, double the faith and, double the research. All of that is important as an entrepreneur. So it is important that you delegate. Even in your business, you got to delegate. If you're not a marketing person, you're not a social media person, then you need to hire someone, hire a virtual assistant, or hire a intern to do that work, so that can alleviate some time off of your hands and you can be effective in doing what you do best in your business. So do not be afraid to delegate. The fourth tip is you have to change your mental and your physical activity. A lot of people don't realize that what they eat and what the activity that they don't have during the day really affects their productivity in their job and in their family. I'll give you an example. If you're eating all crazy the whole day, if you're eating pork chops for lunch and French fries and hamburgers for lunch, guess what? By the end of the day, when your children come home and your husband or your wife comes home, you're slouchy, you're tired. I know some of you realize that you're tired, like by 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, whatever. You're tired because of what you're putting in your body. So at the beginning of the day, you have to start fueling your body with the right things. Get up, walk for 30 minutes, go to the gym. The gym memberships are getting cheaper and cheaper every time I turn around. And so it's important that if you can afford to go to the gym, take yourself to the gym. 30 minutes, get on the treadmill. You have to build some activity in your life so that you can have that energy to spend time with your spouse, spend time with your children, and be alert when they come home and they need your attention. You need that time and that energy. You need to be refueled so that you can think creatively for your business and be effective in your business. So you have to change your mental and your physical activity. Mental activity is, what are you listening to during the day? What are you listening to? What are you allowing into your spirit every day? You have to be conscious of that, because what you allow in your spirit is going to affect the productivity. It's going to affect the results in your life. Garbage in, garbage out. So be very, very conscious of your mental activity as well as your physical activity. The last tip is you have to, be very, how can I put this? You have to be open about your business. Be transparent about your business. If your business is doing bad, you need to share that with your spouse. If your business is doing great, share that with your spouse. Be open. Talk about your experiences with your spouse, because that's going to create a wave or an avenue for your spouse to even have knowledge of what's going on in your business. Talk about your business. Talk about the day. For us, when you go to work, when we used to work, rather, we come home, we vent about business or about work. Well, we work from home, so we have to vent about business to each other. So talk about what the success is. Like I love telling my husband about the amount of sales that I made each day. I have a goal every week for my businesses. And so it's so rewarding and refreshing when my husband can hear the results, because it empowers him. And I love hearing results from his business. I love when he come home and he has 4 appointments and he just closed every appointment. That's empowering for me to keep going and to be, to stay empowered to continue to run my businesses effectively. So be open and share each other's successes and failures with one another, because that's where the team effort comes in at. We are a team, so we support each other when we're up and we support each other when we're down. And so these tips have helped our family and business and helped us to manage our businesses effectively. We're still growing. There's still more to happen in our business, and we're so excited, but it just starts with the little things. And if you have a family, a young family, these are the times where you should begin to implement these tips in your family and business right now. So I hope that helped someone. And until next time, you continue to believe, be original, and live your dreams. Become a sponsor with Be Bold Radio by booking your commercial slot, advertising your business, organization, or products or services on our show. To find out more information, email us at beboldquarters@gmail.com. Again, that's beboldquarters@gmail.com. It's time for you to take your business to the next level. I'm noticing that many business owners, they have the tools, but they lack the exposure. And we at Be Bold Radio, we want to give you that opportunity to expose your business to over 5,800 listeners per week. Again, to find out more, email us at beboldquarters@gmail.com.